Hey, everybody. Hope you're having a great day today. Today, we're going to talk about Harambe Day. There we are. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining today. Very exciting. We're very excited to announce Harambe Day this year, the very first one, and we're hoping that it's going to become a holiday that we'll hold for every year because it's not just about Harambe, it's about all animals being held in captivity, whether it's for entertainment purposes, medical purposes, um, any form of captivity and exploitation of animals. We're calling for an end to that. And one of the easiest ways we can end that is starting with sentient beings held in captivity, especially beings that are close to us, around 98% DNA shared. So we wanted to go ahead and start talking about Harambe Day. We're very excited. We're going to let you know everything we've got going for the day. Plus, at the very end of today's show, we are going to ask you to vote on what emblem we should use for Harambe Day, or what we should use for our logo. So we want to get everybody's vote on that. Okay, so very first thing, we were absolutely shocked. The first thing we started to do was talk about Harambe Day on social media, and the first thing that happened was this: account restricted for 1 hour. Now, 1 hour is not bad. If you know me from before, you'll know that I often get restricted because I talk about pollution and animal rights, and it's not always a popular thing. So that wasn't too much of a surprise. But then we started to ask to get Jeff's. So Jeff, okay, we'll back up for a quick second. Harambe Day itself will be May 28th. Now, we wanted to get it registered at what the Google, what the, here we go. Okay. When you take a look at what days there are on the calendar, what we wanted to do is have Harambe Day show up. Now, the way to do that is through the National Day Archives. So Jeff submitted to the National Day Archives to have Harambe Day, May 28th, as part of that day. And he was denied, and he was denied very quickly. Now, the interesting thing is, in order to have a day that's declared, it is a trademark name, and he's a public figure, Harambe. So Jeff was the only person that could actually do that day because Jeff has the name trademarked, and Jeff owns the rights to the ability to do this. So it was legally, there was no reason why it should have been denied. But as you can see here, this is from the National Day Archives. Thank you for submitting. We're unable to accept this application. Keep us in mind for future days. Why? I mean, why would we do that? So it's been amazing to us that both Facebook and National Day Archives have not really allowed this topic. It's a very sensitive topic. You know, we're talking about a lot of advertising dollars, and zoos are something that are very ingrained within societies, and we're asking to change that. So it's a very important day for us, but it also is a very dangerous day for zoos because it's a day of mental liberation and ways of sharing information about gorillas to where we will really look at where we are and think none of this makes sense. So the ultimate of all of that is we've got a situation where we are being censored quite often, and we have a lot coming up. So what we would like to ask everybody to do, let me go ahead and put this in here, is to join us on Harambe Day, and join us here on our mailing list. So there's a link in there, and if everybody wants to hop onto that link, we will go ahead and join. You'll be on our email list, and we'll make sure that you don't miss any important information, and we'll make sure that the next time we're censored, you're not going to miss anything. So who do we have here today? We have, hey, Vicki, thank you for joining. It's really nice to see you. Always appreciate all of your support for all of these really important topics. Okay, so Harambe Day. What's happening Harambe Day? So let's go over the information, and then we're going to vote on the logo for Harambe Day. Harambe Day will be May 28th. Now, May 28th, unfortunately, was the day Harambe was killed. We are going to be holding a birthday celebration for him the day before, on the 27th, which is his birthday. So we're going to have one very positive experience, but we want to take that negative experience from the 28th, the day that everybody mourns, the day that is a day of loss, and we want to turn it into something positive. We want to make Harambe's spirit carry on the legacy of his name, which is Harambe, unifying, coming together for the good of all. And who we need to come together for right now is our closest living relative that is being bred and kept in concrete walls, whether they're entertainment, medical, or pet trades. None of it works. None of it is good for the animals. And not only that, does it not only destroy their minds and their souls, but it is destroying our world. Now, we'll get a little bit more into that. We have some clips from the movie to share in case anybody has not seen the movie. We do have a few clips to share. So we're very excited. Harambe Day is going to start at 9 a.m. We're going to begin with a zoo protest. And we're going to be at the Cincinnati Zoo. If you are in Cincinnati or Ohio, come on down, join us. Producer Sierra Williams will be there with me. So will Jeff McCurry, who is in the movie. And we're hoping a few other people from our team can make it. And we're hoping to see some people from Cincinnati there as well. We'd like for the zoo to understand that what they're doing, breeding and keeping gorillas, is not helpful and it's not good. Now, that might sound like a contradiction to a lot of people. We'll get into that debate later. But to begin with, this is what we want the zoo to know. We are done allowing you to exploit animals for profit, to breed them for profit, to hold them captivity for profit, to pull them out of their natural habitat so you can profit while the world becomes destroyed because we're losing our biodiversity because they are keystone species. So it is essential that we get them free. We can't have a slow approach to this. It is essential to our world, to their survival, and to our survival. So May 28th is a very, very important day. It's a day to remember Harambe, and it's a day where the world pays attention to Harambe. So that's why it's an important Harambe Day. So 9 a.m., Cincinnati, come on out. Join us for the protest. We'll be on the sidewalk out in front. Now, if you're not in Cincinnati and you would like to hold a protest at your local zoo, let us know. We would love to talk to you and help coordinate it. We're going to have protests all over the United States and internationally. We'll get more into that later on. Now, the other exciting part is, we want to explain more why it's so important that we get to make this change. Why is it so important that gorillas no longer stay in zoos? Why is it so important that certain animals are not bred and kept in captivity for their entire lives to just be ambassadors for a species that people then walk away and forget to help? It's not a system that works. So we need to change that quickly. Hey, Elizabeth is on with us. Hey, Elizabeth, it's good to see you. Hope all's well. Elizabeth's an amazing activist, water warrior, and a good friend of ours. So thank you for joining us today, Elizabeth. Appreciate it. And I know that whichever you're doing today, it's probably helping the earth. So thank you. So one of the cool things about making documentaries is Sierra and I get to interview so many amazing people and get to meet the most incredible people. And one of the exciting things about Harambe Day is we get to share these people today with everybody. So on May 28th, we have an amazing panel. So we're going to be at the zoo for a protest in the morning, and that will be an international protest where we tell zoos no more, stop breeding these sentient beings and keeping them held for captivity, for exploitation, for profit. Not going to happen. And then at 2 p.m., we're going to have an amazing panel discussion with Jeff McCurry, the photographer in the movie, Jeff Kremer from the Conservation Game, who is another incredible animal activist. He actually worked in zoos for a while. And if you saw the Conservation Game, you will know what his efforts have been to help animals that are considered ambassador animals. And by the way, if you haven't seen the Conservation Game, go see it. It is an amazing documentary. And we're also very, very proud and excited to have our friend Tim Harrison, who was as well in the Conservation Game, who spends every day of his life focused on saving animals and trying to stop this exploitation through the ambassadorship programs. So these guys live it every day, and we're very excited to have them come in, talk to us about captivity, talk to us about changes, and talk to us about the truth of the zoo business and the ambassador animal business. We're also going to have Dr. Alan Goodall, who took over as the director of the research center after Diane Fossey was killed in Rwanda. And he is a animal behavior specialist. We'll talk about Harambe. We're going to talk about, would Harambe have hurt the boy? Plus, we're going to have more guests from the movie. We're hoping to be able to bring in a couple of people that were in the movie with us. We are just waiting to hear back now, but we're going to keep announcing this as we go. So for the day now, we have a protest in the morning at 9 a.m. We have 2 p.m. You can join us for this amazing live panel discussion. And if you are in Cincinnati, you can join us at 6 p.m. for a live screening at the Esquire Theater at 6 p.m. So let's see. And I wanted to give everybody the link here. And if you're not in Cincinnati and you have any friends that are near Cincinnati, you can also buy a ticket for them, and we'll make sure that they get in, no problem. So I just posted up a link there. That is the ticketing for the screening that night. So Harambe Day, the morning, we will go out and use our voices to speak for the animals. And then we will speak to the specialists with an amazing panel discussion from 2 to 4 p.m. Then at 6 p.m., we were going to be having a screening. And those of you that can't be in Cincinnati, please watch the movie on Tubi. Grab a friend, have a screening night, make some popcorn, watch the movie, make it about animal rights that night. Let them watch it. Introduce somebody new to the concept that maybe we need to change this foundational view of how we see everybody. Hey, Maxwell, thank you for joining today. It's really great to see you on here. Maxwell Allen is an absolute amazing activist and just an incredible supporter. Thank you for everything you do, Maxwell. It's really nice to see you on here today. We're looking forward to seeing you in person when we start doing some screenings as well. Hey, Mike, how are you? It's great to see you. Hope the tribe is going well. Mike is very, very devoted to clean water, clean environment, and a clean future for everybody, animals, people, all the Earth's inhabitants. It really is amazing to have such an amazing a group of activists that we are in contact with all the time. And it's an amazingly large group. You'd be surprised at how many activists there are. They make us feel a little segmented. And the truth is, we're not. We are the majority. And that is another part of Harambe. That's what Harambe's name means. Unity, pulling together, coming together, working together for the future. And Harambe, his name, backward. Harambe, his name is an important concept, a concept we want to make sure is in daily conversations. The idea of togetherness again, the idea that together we can change things. And on that particular day, together, we will change things. The more we can educate people about zoos and the cruelty of what they're doing, the more we can change the balance of the consumer power. And the more we can do that, the more they will listen to what we have to say and make positive changes. Now, is there a place for zoos in the future? That is a very big debatable question, one that we would love to hear more conversations on as well. Can they help? Can they transform into something that helps animals instead of captures and breeds them? Which we're going to get into more as well. We're going to be doing a bunch of lives going over some fascinating topics of the zoo industry and the zoo world. So please stay tuned with us. As I said before, check out the comments below. You will see that there is a link to join our email group for Harambe Day. So to recap for everybody, Harambe Day will be May 28th. We want everybody to participate. We've been getting censored, and the only way we're going to make this day a success is with you. And one way you can do it is if you're in Cincinnati, come join us. If you're not, you can protest at your local zoo. And even if not, all we ask is that you take a photo of yourself and you hold up the hashtag Harambe Day 20 Harambe Day. That's it. And we want everybody to post that. We want to see that all over the internet that day. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Harambe Day, hashtag Harambe Day. Put your own message if you want. Free the gorillas. Stop captivity. Captivity is cruel. Whatever your message is, that's the really important thing to get across, because it's your voice that matters. So Let the zoos know what you think. They're watching us. Trust me. Trust me, they're watching us. Yeah. And they're listening. They're pretending like they're not, but they're listening. They listen to every single person that goes to the zoo. They listen, especially, though, to every single person that doesn't. Every dollar they lose is a dollar closer to closing for them. So you have a big power. Remember that. It's all up to us. So, hey, there's Jaleel. Hey, Jaleel, thank you for joining today. It's really nice to have you on, man. Great to see you. Hope you and your family are having a great 2024 so far. I think he says, oh, yes, they do. Absolutely. So I wanted to thank everybody for making Harambe such a huge success worldwide so far, really bringing this conversation to the attention of everybody. Now is the time, as we're getting more and more blockades, whether it's through Facebook, whether it's through the National Day Archives, which we believe was stopped due to there's so many zoo days and pro-animal days that are connected to zoos, and they're big fundraiser days for zoos. So we would kind of be coming in and raining on that parade. But we're not going to stop, and we're not going to be silenced. We're going to keep speaking up for the animals, and we really, really appreciate all of you joining us. And let's sing loud, make a big chorus, and make a big change. And we can do that May 28th. We have a unified day. We need to change how these animals are being kept, especially the ones that are being kept in captivity. So I just wanted to say thanks, everybody, for joining, and I'm very excited. Maxwell, tell us about the stars we can send. Oh, fascinating. Okay, yes. So it is something new that we've learned about. And let's see, just the other day, I was on a live and we were testing it out. So you can buy stars on Facebook and send them as appreciation, which for us is a huge help because we don't have any funding. Any money that we do make off of Harambe goes right to boots on the ground organizations in Africa or back into the movie and promotion. Where we're focused on is changing the nature of the conversation around captive animals. And it's a big ask. And so we really fight for that. So any help is always appreciated. We don't do fundraisers. We find a way. We always find a way. But the stars are ways that if fans do appreciate what we're doing and the work we're doing out there, you can always buy some stars from Facebook and send them to us. I don't know a lot about the program, but it's kind of something new that's there. And hey, Tim Harrison, looking forward to seeing everyone in Cincinnati, Ohio. Thank you again for coming to join us. It is really going to be incredible to discuss in an all-around way how zoos operate, how we can change what's happening, and how we can help all those poor animals that are just not only they're being ripped out of where they should be, but they're sentient, which means they know they're not where they're supposed to be. And especially, and if you've seen the conservation game, there's some scenes in there that'll just break your heart with some of those animals and what they go through. Anyway, I wanted to thank everybody again. There's Stacy. Oh, good, Stacy, Cincinnati friend. Do my best, Stacy. We would love to see you there. Please make it if you can. Would love to see you at the zoo or at the screening, either one. And again, thank you, everybody, because the animals need us, and we're very honored to be part of a big movement of a lot of people worldwide. And we're just passing on what we've learned from Harambe. We can learn so much from the animals and their stories, and we're very honored to be able to tell Harambe's story and to be able to maintain Harambe's spirit in a positive fashion and keep everybody talking about Harambe, change, and unity. Because remember, the only way we're going to make a change is through love and unity. All right. Well, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. We're going to be doing a lot of lives coming up, talking about a lot of wide aspects of the zoo industry, the animal captivity industry, plus the positive stuff as well. And you know what? Actually, before we go, I almost forgot. Why is it important? Really fast, before we go, let me show you a clip from Harambe for those of you that may not have seen it yet. And we're talking here about zoochosis. Now, zoochosis is something that happens to animals when they are born in a zoo, live in the zoo, or live in ambassador animal world where they're being brought to TV shows and they're being brought to football games. They're being brought to private parties and stuff. They literally go insane.
Zoochosis. This was a word invented by my husband, Bill Travers. He was completely dedicated to examine the conditions of wild creatures in captivity, and he traveled to various zoos recording the captive situations of the wild creatures. Zoochosis was invented by him to describe the abnormal behavior of animals in zoos. Animals in captivity displayed stereotypic behavior, abnormal behavior, a psychosis of some kind. And he created this name, this word, which to me sums it up to perfection. Because I've seen in my life, as Will has and so many of us have, many, many examples of wild creatures kept in confinement, which they cannot really tolerate. It does drive them crazy.
Zoochosis, one of the driving forces that pushes us to continue to do what we do every day. We don't have a choice. The bad guys don't take a day off. Neither can we, right? Maxwell says, thank you, Ms. Williams. Sarah Williams, an amazing, amazing warrior for animal rights and for clean environment. Amazing partner to have. Yeah, it was really, I can't wait. And anybody that's in Cincinnati will have the ability to meet Sierra in person as well, and to ask her and talk to her about what it's like to be able to produce these types of movies that bring these messages out that most companies are afraid to touch. Elizabeth says, learning about zoochosis completely changed my view on zoos. I've personally witnessed this behavior and had no idea what I was seeing. Thanks so much for educating all of us. And thank you, Elizabeth. I feel the same way. Once I heard about zoochosis and saw it, you can't unlearn it. So the more people that we can share it with, the more education we can give people. And the more education, the more love, and the more unity that we give, the better we can change the future for the animals. So thank you, everybody. We'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your day.